You have the power to reduce your costs when you book acts and contract with performers based on your ability to bulk buy. Through bulk buying, you and the schools in your area all decide in mass or as a group that you would like to have entertainer A, speaker B, novelty attraction C, whatever it is, come to your campus in a given time frame. Therein lies the kicker, is the given time frame. During that given time frame, usually a week, but not exactly a calendar week, sometimes it's going to be the middle of the week, a certain number, blocked out number of days, that entertainer, that attraction, that act, whatever it is, will be in the area, and because you are being days in a row, consecutive days, or 2 out of 3 days, or 3 out of 5 days, the price will be diminished for all of us. That's how a co-op block works, okay? In the programs that we had underneath all the entertainers and attractions, you'll see co-op pricing listed underneath them. That's what those prices mean. Meaning that 2 out of 3 is the reduced rate for 2 shows, or 2 performances, or 2 venues in 3 days. All right, let's talk about what it means when we fill out one of these now, and what these forms are, and what they really mean, all right? Because everybody gets the concept. Then stop me if I'm going too fast, all right? We've been doing these in the exhibit hall, but we can do them in here. In fact, we do them in here all the time. That's one of the cool things about APCA is we encourage you to fill these out in the co-op buying sessions. We think that's a good thing. We think it's a great thing to have happen. Our associates are more than willing to come with us and be at this meeting and basically book on the fly as we go through these things, which is great. Basically, the first half of the thing is just the attraction. You fill out that next block, which is the school information. The associate fills out the next block, which is the firm, the address, etc. Now comes the interesting stuff where the rubber kind of hits the road under these sections here. You have your choice for AIs, CBs, PCs, and RCs. All right, the easiest one on here is a PC. It means you previously contracted this act or this attraction to come to your campus. You have a date, you have a contract. Basically what you're trying to do is let everybody in the room that's a school buyer know that you have these folks routing through your area at this given time, and would you like to come along with me because I've got them coming. So it's kind of an information-based thing. So instead of hopelessly wandering around wondering, I wonder what's going on, I wonder if anybody in North Texas or South Texas or Dallas area is doing this. No, you've already identified, you've PC'd these events, all right? That's what a PC is. All right, now let's start at the beginning. The first one. The AI is an attraction interest. Attraction interest means this. I'm a school buyer. I really would like this certain event to come to, or this certain attraction to come to my campus. All right. I have no idea if anybody else in the room is interested or not. All I know is that I, at some point in time, want this attraction to come to my campus. I really want to book it, some way, shape, or form. I need to let everybody in the room know that. I fill one of these forms out, and I check a date. I check the thing that says AI. Now, if I'm not sure, I have no clue when I want them in there, underneath the next part where the calendar is, you write some magical word called open. Now, maybe it's just fall semester, maybe it's spring semester, maybe it's next fall. However much you can narrow it down, that's when you write down in that time frame. So yeah, I'm interested in having this attraction for my spring fling and it's during this month or during this week. A lot of us do things, in February for Black History Month, in October for Hispanic Heritage Month, those kinds of things. So we know those blocks of times are there. So an AI is a great way of letting the attraction know you're interested, as well as letting every other school buyer in the room know you're also interested. Powerful, powerful tool. Good way to get the information out. An AI is not a contract. You have not contracted for anything with an AI. All you've said is you're interested. You are not locked in on anything. All right? CB, another story entirely. CB gets real serious now, or significantly more serious. A commitment to block is a CB. When we co-op and we say CB, what we're saying is this. I am committing to a block. I've got a couple other schools, whether it's 2 schools or 1 school for that matter, because a block starts with 2 schools. I've got at least 1 other school with me in my area that wants a specific act at a specific time frame. The best CB in the world is when you say March 16th, and I've got another school next to me that wants March 18th or March 17th or something like that. The date that's right there on top of it. A commitment to block is just that. I'm saying I'm committed to block. I want to do this. Attraction, agency, artist, come see me. I want these dates. But a commitment to block is the closest you can get to saying I'm in. I want to do this, okay? Can you add on to CBs and that kind of stuff? Yes. Does it lock in the price that's in the book? Absolutely. The last thing that we talk about in co-op is the RCs, which is literally if you have been blessed somehow by a higher power and you can sign contracts right here at this conference and you can say, yes, I not only know what I want to do, I have a date, a time, everything, I'm ready to go. I want a contract now. That's what an RC is. Not only that, because the agency is going to turn around and give you a contract then, and you're going to sign it, you're going to do business right there. Now, there aren't a whole lot of us that can do this. Not all of us have been to the mountains and have gotten the holy tablets, so we can do that kind of stuff. Okay? Like, there's very few of us, but there's always a handful of us that can, which is great. That's how this process works. If you have an FTE discount card, or you're doing on-site blocking, and we're going to get down for a lower rate than what's even in the book, meaning that we're getting one of those 10% for on-site, where you're getting 3, 5, or 7 for your FTE discount, which, yay, good thing all the way around. When you fill this form out, you make sure that you check those things. And check with the agency, especially if we're in here, to make sure they're honoring those things as well. They're going to hang out for those 21 days and that's it. Okay? Now, the way it works in here is this. What we'll do is we will go through an alphabetized list of all the agencies. We'll call out an agency. We'll say, agency X, and then I'll call out the attraction that's in it, artist B, artist C, artist D, artist E. And we'll bring them up on the screen. And we'll put up the schedules that we know from what you filled out in the exhibit hall. If there's something that you want, if you say, oh my gosh, I need to get in on that, stick your little hand up in the air and say, oh my gosh, stop, Dave, and I will stop everything. And we'll go back and build blocks and dates on the spot. It's good to fill those out. If you see something you want, when we're going through this, and you haven't talked to anybody in the exhibit hall, that's okay. That's why we invited them up here. They don't mind it. They'll drink coffee and hang out with us, all right? So the point is that this becomes a negotiation session. If you said something in the exhibit hall about like fall, and all of a sudden you see 3 other schools that are going to be in the spring, and you want to get on the spring, oh my gosh, you can change your date in here and say, I want to get on this thing for the spring. The whole idea is to maximize your buying power through this process. That's what we're going to do in co-op, okay? Now again, if you're AIing, it's not a contract. The minute you get to this CB level stuff though, you're pretty firm with what's going on. And you want to get in on that date. You want that show in those specific time frames. A lot of our agencies and artists know routing for their people now. They have a pretty good idea about what they're doing and where they're going to be. And as one wise associate once told me, it's much easier when you have an act on the road to have them working than have them sitting in a hotel room waiting for their next show. Can't imagine you said that to me. Anyway, so that's how co-op works. I'll be glad to visit with anybody individually who needs to know how this works. But I would encourage you now in the next 20 minutes or so to take a look at, to visit with the folks in your area to see what they're going to do and what they want to do and what dates they've got and what's available or even what they've already booked and they want to get on and on, okay? If you're a new person to this process, that's cool, that's good. Visit with the folks in your region. Every area has a person that knows exactly what's going on. I promise you. And most of the areas have 2 and 3 people that know how to do this really well. So visit with them, and again, I'll give you about 20 minutes to exchange information or so, and then we'll hit the ground running, okay?